Welcome everyone to episode 5 of my interviews slash podcasts. Today we have Abyss, and we're going to ask him our first question of what does he do on RS?
What do I do on RuneScape? Well, first and foremost, what's up, Manked, everyone else? And I don't know, man. Pretty much the only thing I really do on RuneScape is stake and PK. Most of the time, it's just when I'm streaming. Other than that, I mean, I like to just have fun, mess around sometimes, just like do random things, like make YouTube videos if I have a cool idea, or like just go and give like noobs random stuff just to see their reactions or help people out. Nothing too crazy.
Have you done a video of giving stuff, random noob stuff?
I've recorded stuff. I've never uploaded it, but I mean, it's something that's just like, I don't know, something I just do for fun, like randomly once in a while, just go and like give like random people stuff. I've done it on stream actually quite a bit, like especially around Christmas.
Okay.
Something funny that actually happened with that though was like, if you do it on stream, like I'd go to free to play and give people stuff, and literally like people in clans like Jaja and stuff would gear up on like fresh alt accounts and free to play, train to like 6 combat, and like walk around the live stream with like a pickaxe and like a brass necklace and just like bait free 1 mils and then say like hashtag Jaja and stuff like that. So yeah, I had to cut that out because it's becoming counterproductive.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Because they feel like they got one up on you, don't they? Really, and it's just like
Yeah.
you're just trying to help out the noobs, man.
Yeah, and then there was time like there were 4 times in a row like I ended up giving like free stuff away, like gilded items to like Jaja members.
Fair enough. We'll get onto a clanning history later on.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I'm going to assume there's some kind of,
It's gonna be a long one.
yeah, fight with Jar Jar or something. But how long have you played RuneScape?
I've played RuneScape since 2004 or 2003.
Damn, okay. And have
So quite a
you,
while.
so have you PK'd all that time, or when did you start PKing?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even like when I first started playing, like even as a free-to-play member, like I was always doing stuff in the wilderness, either with like real-life friends when I was just a kid, or I mean, like I remember I got like my first runes in PK at like 45 combat or something, like back when my best weapon was like a mist sim and stuff, like way back when I was always into the PKing side of the game.
Cool. And did you do a lot of like Varrock PKing, or was it Edge PKing, or?
Yeah, like I did a lot of Varrock PKing. I didn't even know what Edgeville was at the time. I remember I was training at Hill Giants and some kid was talking smack, and that's how I got my first Rune Sim PK. I remember I went and I fought him. He just didn't bring food. I just killed him for Rune Sim
Fair
at like
enough.
40 or 50 combat.
How do you know how big your bank was back then? Did you have a rune sim before that, or was that like your first?
Oh no, that was like no, I was screaming. I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was happy as hell. Like no, I had my bank was like probably full black and like a mist sim. That was way
Oh.
longer, like 2004 or something.
Okay, fair enough. So like Ditter's bank right now, yeah, pretty much around that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I made more in that video than he's made in his whole series. I mean, in that one kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How did you get into RuneScape?
Okay, this one's actually a funny story. All right, so I used to have this neighbor. He was like my best friend,
Okay.
but we were like really competitive on things we do, like anything, man, like collecting Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or any sort of game. And I don't know if you ever heard of this game, but we used to play this other game called Adventure Quest. And
Okay.
like when we went to school, he would have his mom train his account for him to compete with mine.
What?
And so, yeah. And then we were super competitive like that. So I remember like we both used to play games on this website called Miniclip as well. And it was a funny story. I actually baited him by pretending to quit Adventure Quest. I told him I started playing RuneScape. So he went over to RuneScape and started playing so that I would have more time to train up on Adventure Quest. And he's like, yo, this game's way more fun. I'm not playing Adventure Quest anymore. And so I actually started playing it because I used it as bait to get him off the game so I could get ahead of him because he was using his mom. And then eventually I just got into it, and then he quit and like moved. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but like I just kept playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he still play now? But okay.
Yeah, I mean he moved. Yeah, I didn't talk to him in a long time.
Dude,
So I don't
maybe he
know.
still plays. Imagine how crazy that'd be.
Right? It'd be crazy if you like watched my stream and didn't even know it was me or something.
Yeah, imagine if you're just streaming one day and because you know you have those spam messages where it's like, "Hey, it's me, Tyler from high school," or whatever. It could be a legit message, and it'd be your friend from all those years. Okay.
That actually did happen though, but with a different friend. My best friend from when I was like 12, 13, he moved. I haven't talked to him in 10 years. but like we used to play together, and he recognized the name Abyss, and like he scrolled down and saw like my YouTube and stuff, and he actually hit me up like back in like January or something, and like we talked for the first time in 10 years because of the stream.
That's awesome, man. I think I used to sit next to someone at school, and he came on Twitch and was like, dude, is this blah blah blah? And I was like, yeah. And then they said my dad's name, and I was like, dude, you can't say that. So yeah, it's pretty scary, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay in the end. Speaking about the name Abyss, how did you come up with that?
All right, I have a story for everything, man. Okay, so, all right, so back when whips first came out, like Abyssal Whip, back when like Slayer was just introduced to the game, there's actually a kid named Abyssal Whip, and I thought his name looked really cool. At the time, like getting an Abyssal Whip, like having even one of those in the game was like really, really rare. And I remember the kid was 106 combat. I remember seeing him in Edge Bank, and he had a whip, obviously, and his name was literally Abyssal Whip. So I was like, damn, that actually looks really cool when you right-click it. So I made it appear called Abyssal Strength, and that is back in like 2005 or something. And I remember I was PKing on it. I would just get wrecked to range accounts. So I made another peer called Abyss Arrow, so I'd have 2 accounts. Abyssal Strength ended up getting banned for something I don't remember. And Abyss Arrow, I just ended up training up from range peer into like an initiate peer, and then eventually I made it a main and stuff.
Okay.
So that's how the name came to be.
Man. Yeah. Okay, sweet. What's one unique thing about you?
One unique thing about me. Oh, I don't even know how to answer that. Like...
Okay. I can give you examples of...
Sure.
So Ian's was he lost his virginity to his maths teacher's daughter. Ditter's was he went bungee jumping, I believe it was. Mine is I went skydiving one time. And Liam's was he can click. I can't remember what it was, but he can click something back into place.
Yeah, I heard him say something like that.
Yeah.
Something unique about me, like something that nobody would know. Yeah. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. This might be a little bit weird, but like I'm like probably the biggest hip hop / rap nerd you'll ever meet. Like I follow everything, every piece of drama, every beef. And I can pretty much tell you what happened in any situation. And like I don't know why, but that's just super fascinating to me, I guess.
So is that like all drama, or is it just like hip hop drama stuff?
Just like hip hop, rap, beef. Like I could, like I don't know, like I know like a lot of stories. I don't know. For some reason, I like getting into debates about it and like talking about stuff, and like I don't know. I've talked about it a lot on stream, I guess, but like I don't think people realize like how much I follow it.
Okay, and how do you follow it? Is it like a website or?
Yeah, I mean, like I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I try and keep up with a lot of like the rap podcasts. You know, like that's kind of why I wanted to be on this, honestly, because like I've watched a lot of like Breakfast Club, DJ Academics, and stuff, and so I was like, damn, that would actually be kind of cool, because like I watched a lot of like rappers go on these interviews and like talk about themselves and their stuff.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool. Sorry, Robert, by the way, because I forgot about you, so my bad. For his unique thing. Whoops. So how big's your bank on RuneScape?
Oh, man, you asked me at the wrong time. So currently it's about 3 bill, which most people would be like, damn, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But about 4 days ago, it was like 23 bill, but I lost all that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like Robert. I think I've got some form of like bad luck, because Robert the day before got cleaned and got into like 1.3 bill debt, I think. So yeah. Maybe okay. I'm a bad luck charm, which is never good. How often do you stream?
Oh man, I'm super passionate about streaming. Like I do it full time, obviously. Just hit 1K subs the other day, so I mean, I try and stream every single day, and like I don't know, it's like really the highlight of my day. Like I'm super passionate about it. I love doing it. Obviously it's like my job and stuff, so I try and keep it as serious as a job would be. I try and make sure that I go live every single day. The only time I really take a day off is when I'm like totally burnt out after like probably like 9 to 10 days in a row. I'm just like, I need a day. Okay. But other than that, I mean, I'd say like I wake up and that's like all that's on my mind, and so I'm done doing it.
Fair enough. How often? It's not often. How long do you stream? Like, how long's an average stream for you?
I'd really say it depends. Like when I start, like if I started say like around now, it could be anywhere from like 7 to 9 hours. Okay. Just because like the wilderness is really active, but if I end up getting up like really late, or I end up going live at like 5 p.m., the wilderness dies down And then you know how it is when you're hopping and you're just getting the world hopper every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then you can't find anything, and I'm just like, there's nothing much else like really to do. So I just end and then go hang out on Discord or something. So usually like anywhere between 5 and 10 hours.
Okay, because when I used to peek, because I basically used to PK all the time on stream, and then I kind of realized that I was kind of burning myself out quite a bit. I think 4 hours is kind of like the max time I can like tri-brid, for example. Do you ever get burnt out of PKing, or how do you kind of like approach it all?
I mean, for me, as long as the wilderness is active, I can keep going. As long as I'm not getting like ragged and stuff. Like I PK, I mean, I PK with like my viewers and stuff. I always have TBers. So I mean, a lot of the time I'm just like logging in and like max gear, focusing a kill, and then like kill it, split people, go bang. Like it's not really that big of a deal to me. But yeah, no, I do get burnt out really when I'm just getting world hop timer every 2 seconds, or if I just can't find anything.
Yeah, that's fair. So with streaming that many hours per day, how often do you upload to YouTube?
I try and upload to YouTube pretty much as often as possible, but like I don't know, I have like this thing where I don't really like uploading things that I don't feel are like quality. So
Yeah.
like I'll take like 8 streams and compile like the best kills or stakes or funny moments and stuff like that. And like that's why I won't make a video that's less than like probably like 15 minutes or something. I try and just only make good quality videos, whereas I could obviously just upload like every mystic kill I get and every, you know what I mean? Unless I'm doing like a series or something that's a little bit different. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more into it because honestly I really like it and it's been growing pretty quickly lately.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are you gonna be? Do you play demo mode? Don't you? Obviously, you
Of
play
course.
seasonal. Do you play tournament?
I've never played tournament before, but this time I'm gonna give it a go just because Wilderness is looking really dead, and I feel like I missed out last tourney because it looked really fun.
Yeah, I think like you and Ditter, if you go PKing, you'll be like the only content creators PKing. Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, this time I don't have my friend Vinny with chins, so I'm kind of just gonna go down like the Slayer route, I think. But yeah. Okay. So what's your favorite PKing moment like in all time? Do you have one?
Yeah, okay. I've got a few. I mean, ideally, right, like my first ever big kill would probably be the one, like the Rune Sim one I talked about earlier, but I guess like the most memorable. All right, so Bounty Hunter Crater 2008. I remember I just got home from school, September. Yeah, beginning of the year. I remember I went in the crater and there was a kid in an AGS in full air and was like wall rushing people. And he follows me and he goes, team. And me, I saw this guy had like Mystic Gloves, Arams, Fury, D Boots, AGS. I'm like, yeah, bro, sure. I start walking to the middle, and my friend's like, I got him as a target. I'm like, all right. So I turn around, I DDS him like a 30-34, right as my friend D-bolts him at 52, and we like straight up one hit him.
No
And
way.
I remember I left everything on the ground. I just took the AGS. I ran to the middle to my team and just was screaming. I was 13. I was just screaming my head off. I'm just like, yo, AGS, AGS. It's like 150 mil at the time.
Yeah. What was that your favorite era of RuneScape, or when was your favorite era?
Honestly, man, like every era, I've had fun in every era, but if there was one time that I think I had like the most fun, I'd honestly say Bounty Hunter Craters are like extremely underrated. But I think that's because like you had to be someone that hybrid PK'd and like PK'd in the middle and got to do those like intense like clan fights and god swordlers and stuff like that in order to really appreciate how fun BH Crater was. If you just wall PK'd, it's just really similar to Rune PKing with the penalty.
Yeah. I used to love it. I loved it more for the fact that if you killed someone and you get a penalty, you kind of have to tank. So there's a lot of like adrenaline within that.
And it was always active. Like you could always find, like I remember like me and some friends, we'd always sit up at like really late during the summer, like 4 or 5 a.m. and we'd just like walk around and like try and find kids that were either transferring splits from God Wars or just trying to transfer between accounts, or even people that were just like selling gold or something. And you'd always find like random kids with like Red Skull on a penalty standing on the door in like full bandos, and you get like 3 kids on them and kill them, and it was just fun.
Yeah,
it was always active, and there's always ways to make money, even if you were poor. Like even if you had like Mystic, you could always make money.
Yeah, it was such like a small confined space as well, wasn't it? So
yeah,
it was so easy to find people. I honestly, I miss those days so much. The Crucible that they brought out just wasn't the same at all.
Oh, it wasn't even close. I logged in, I was like, I don't even. First of all, the graphics, I didn't really know what was going on anymore, but I thought it would be similar. But it was just like, nah, it was not even remotely close.
Have you taken any breaks over the amount of time you've played, or have you just always played?
Well, I didn't take any breaks in 2005 or 6. 2007 when they removed Wilderness. I pretty much quit from then until single BH Creator came out. So I think that
Okay.
was only like 2 or 3 months. And then I played then until I don't know. I took a break in maybe like 2011 to like 2013 when EOC and the end of like pretty much when they changed the graphics pre EOC.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it. So I've taken a few breaks. They've mostly been short. Also, in 20 end of 2014 to like middle of 2015, I took a break as well. So I've a couple 6 to 10 months in between certain years.
Okay. I'd say that's better than most people, though. I think. Do you play any other games outside of RS?
Currently, not really, just because like I stream and it's like my job, so like pretty much all my time and effort goes into that. But I mean, other games I've played Overwatch, League of Legends. Obviously, I mean everyone has. Just a bunch of random Steam games. Albion Online, which is actually a really cool game, like such a cool idea. It's really similar to RuneScape. A lot of like RuneScape clans that closed, like EOS and stuff, actually went over there.
Okay.
It's actually a really good game, but just didn't take off. But yeah, I mean, a few other games here and there. Um, Only the one that's weird that I didn't really get into was Fortnite. Everyone's super into it right now. I don't know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I played a lot of H1Z1. That's probably why I just kind of burnt out of battle royales.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I love. I used to play H1Z1 a lot with my friends, and I think that's why I like Fortnite. I've only played it twice, but it's just playing with friends again, just from back home, just
Yeah.
play with them. So that's why I think I enjoy that. Okay, so what happens in a typical stream?
Typical stream. I mean, I try and like pretty much make them as similar as possible to each other, I guess, just so like the content is always people know what they're expecting when they click my channel or whatever.
Yep.
But I pretty much just start off in max gear, Ellie Ancestral or whatever, just really whatever I feel like PKing in. And I'll just head over to like chins or 44s, usually chins. And within honestly, it's really cool because like within a couple minutes of me turning the stream on, like there's so many people who like use my stream as like an outlet to get like PKing in for the day. They look at it almost like it's like a clan or a team or something, even though
Yeah.
it's not. But like they'll like my clan chat is always like just popping with people that are either PKing or wanting to PK. So like I usually have like 10 to 15 people within like 20 minutes up at chins, and then a few of them are in TBs or spec trades or they have cannons and hit hobgoblins. And I don't know, I just kind of use that as like my content really and just PK with them. I think it's honestly really good because it gives the wilderness activity, like kids that usually wouldn't be PKing have an opportunity to come off just because like they want to PK with me or whatever.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like I just think it's good to get more and more people in the wilderness and get, I don't know, it brings more action to the game and gives people an opportunity to PK deep wild without having to have a team. It
Yeah.
gives them like that kind of open CC type team. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much just do that until the wilderness is dead. Then I usually either go and like stake or I try and do like a fun event, like a Mage Bank event, where I tell everyone to get in like old school gear, or like I'll just run around the wilderness and like Carol's DH and like just fight random people who come and stream snipe me or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I try and mix it up, but usually things wilderness or PvP related.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What do you do outside of Twitch?
Outside of Twitch, honestly, like before I streamed, I did web development. So I was in school for web design. I did that, completed my course, and then I did web development until Twitch like really picked up. Right now, I'm in like such grind mode that like I don't really do much else. I could go and like do things like pretty much with family and stuff on like occasion. Um, Recently started working out again, so there's that. But honestly, like my day is pretty much centered around streaming and just growing the channel and producing videos and stuff when I have the time for it as well.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Cool. What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into streaming?
I'd probably say just like don't get into it for the wrong reasons. Like I'm sure as you know as well, because you stream every day, it's kind of just like, you gotta be passionate about what you do. Like you can't be like it's not like working at McDonald's or like working at a normal job or something where you just like, all right, I'm going to do this and my intent is to get paid, like
Yeah.
I'm sure you did it as well. I did it too. Like I streamed for a while on and off, and even more regularly before I kind of got big. But yeah, just you got to be passionate about what you do and genuinely enjoy it. And
Hmm.
the whole making money off of it or growing your channel, like that just comes in time. It's like anything else. Like it's just like that saying, you know, like anything worth having doesn't come easy. It's one of those things that, like, you kind of really have to grind, and you have to really enjoy what you do. Like if you're producing like content and stuff for people that aren't, and you're not, sorry, and you're not really into it, then, and you're not really passionate about it, like people kind of follow that. Like you have to really be motivated to do what you do and really enjoy doing what you do. Otherwise, people aren't gonna like show that kind of energy back to you.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a really good point. Because these days there's so many people streaming. You always have to question. Like,
It's like a big career choice nowadays. Like everybody wants to be a streamer, everybody wants to be a vid maker, and like it's understandable why. Like who wouldn't want to play video games and have a community and stuff and be able to be like, yeah, this is my living, this is what I do. Because like this is like, we're not living our parents' lives, you know. Like you don't have to do XYZ that your parent did or that your brother does or whoever. You can pretty much, you know, you can like monetize or do anything nowadays as long as you have the platform and the viewers. But yeah, I mean, I think you could say it as well as like, it doesn't even really matter how many viewers you have. You just have to be passionate about what you do, and people will follow your energy. If it's good energy and you're passionate about it, people will follow you.
Okay, cool. Do you want to go into Deadman stuff, or do you want to carry on with like 07 stuff?
Anything, man. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good for whatever.
We'll dive into Demo mode really quick, and then we'll go back to RS after. But
Sure.
when did you start playing Demo mode?
The second it came out, I stayed up all night. That the update dropped and I logged in.
So have you played like every season since then, or what's kind of been your experience of it all?
I had a lot of IRL stuff going on about around this time last year, so like last July season, so I didn't play too much. I think I played maybe like 1 or 2 weeks. Nah, probably less than that, probably like 5 days or something.
Yeah.
And season, I think it was 5. I only played like the first 2 days just because I didn't really like the updates. That was the one where like you couldn't trade and stuff, and then by the time they fixed everything, it was just like it was too late, and I just felt like all the worlds were already dead, and I didn't really get into it. But other than that, I'd say, I mean, I guess I have played every season, just not every season the same length.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fair enough. So what changes would you make to Dead Mode Seasonal?
A lot. I think the biggest ones would be that there just needs to be like more incentive to actually PK, and there needs to be like things that actually grow the game, not just like the opinions of Reddit and stuff like that. I mean, like you know as well as I do that there's like been deadman mode discussions, and we can all have our ideas and stuff like that. But I think as long as the game is more focused on PKing and player killing being the best moneymaker rather than gathering stuff being the best moneymaker, like I don't know, like in my opinion, the game should be run more like a private server. Things should be a lot easier to obtain, and PKing people and sculling up should have a lot more incentive than somebody training Slayer and then going and PKing a week into the game when they've grinded everything, because by then it's already dead.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I think they're very careful with what they change with it, but I think at this point it kind of just needs like a massive change, and they just need to implement a bunch of stuff to actually make it work, you know?
Even if it's just for one season, just to try it out. I mean, like we've had like what 10 seasons or something of the exact same stuff with minor tweaks every time. Like if they just did one season where they kind of just YOLO'd it and just, you know, went all in and changed like 50 different things, I think number one, that would make the game more fun and more interesting for the usual players. But I think it would draw in people that haven't usually played because it's interesting and more unique. Like even if they made it something really random where like, you know, like certain monsters drop better spec weapons like D-claws and stuff, so that people weren't running around just G-mauling people and stuff, or like, so that, like, I mean, think about it. If they just made it so that like dragons had like a 1 in like 500 drop rate of D-claws, more people would be killing them first and foremost, which means there'd be more players out in dangerous areas. And on top of that, people wouldn't be so scared to bank fight not scared, but like, you know how it is right now, like nobody wants to bank fight because no one has any kill chance. Like, you're not going to spec out someone who's been PKing for 10 years with a DDS and 70 strength. Like, I'm sure you get on stream, like, why don't you fight that guy? Why don't you fight? You know, I get it too. It's just like, it's like, well, you know, that guy's like in XYZ clan. I know him from the main game. I'm 72 strength. He's not going to die.
Yep, no, I agree. Better supplies, and yeah, that variance might actually help a lot of people play it, and existing players have more fun. Yeah, I hope they actually change something, but I guess we just have to see. I'm not too sure what else we can really do about that. But so you said this tournament's your first one. What are your plans for it? Do you have a team feeding you? Are you just gonna do like Slayer and stuff? You're gonna PK? What's your plan for the whole thing?
Honestly, man, like I always get this question from like friends, community, even when I was like doing clans and stuff. Bis, what's your plan? What are you doing? Like I never have a plan. I just go in and I just play and like I don't know, man. Like I always get like a really decent start. Like I'll just find like 50K on the ground, or like some kid will just start attacking me. I'll kill me as 30K cash. Like this is something weird just always happens to me like every season to get me ahead. So I don't really go in with a plan. I kind of just play. Um, what I'm looking at right now though is I don't know if I'm going to be going for the final hour to try and win. Just because like I mean I think we can all kind of see the way the final hour usually goes. It's just like it's usually just chaotic, and I don't know if I want to put a week of work into grinding that out just to get like something terrible happened for no reason, whether it be like something DDoS related or something related to on Jax's end or just anything. Like the final hours always seems to be chaos. I don't know if I want to put a week of questing and training into that just to go for the final hour, or if I want to spend the week PKing and just making content.
Yeah, no, yeah, the PKing route's always a fun one because that's what I've pretty much all done. Yeah, always done.
Yeah, so you always go the PKing route.
Yeah,
and then just happen to have a good account in the end.
Well, yeah. So basically,
I mean, you've won, so.
Well, yeah. I kind of always plan it out so I can normally PK for a few days, but what I'd always have is my friend getting me chins. So day 1, I'd just do a bunch of quests. Day 2, I'd train my account, and then day 3, I'd just go. I'd get like a good sleep before day 3, and then I'd just PK day 3, PK day 4, and then any changes to my account, I'd just do them then. That's always how I've done it in the past. But yeah, no, it works pretty well, and obviously it's a hell of a lot of fun if you get really far ahead and you can just kill absolutely everyone.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love when I've seen you and Barnes stream tournament and stuff, and it's just like it's fun because it's one world, and everywhere you go, there's either people or there isn't. So like you don't have to like be constantly searching. It's like, all right, no one here. All right, let me go back to this spot. Like,
yeah, no, exactly. It is a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing what content you produce for it. It should be interesting, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
So back to 07, what are your current thoughts on the PvP scene?
Honestly, horrible. Like, I think they're horrible.
Okay.
I just don't think that PvP is touched up enough. I don't feel that PvP gets the right recognition that it deserves. If you really want me to go into this, let me see here, man. Like, I feel like the game in general used to be like Deep Wilderness used to be, well, not even Deep Wilderness, but just King in general back in the old days. Like what made it so like what made it so like illustrious and like desirable for people to do was that it was like end game content. Like old RuneScape 2005, 6, 7. You pretty much just like maxed your account out and then went in PK'd. You know, like everybody did that. Like everybody, it wasn't like a thing to be a PKer. Like everyone just like it was just like an activity that people did, right? Because it was fun, and because obviously it was good money. But nowadays, like, what is the purpose of going and killing somebody for like 2 mil worth of gear or something like that? You know, when you could go and just make 2 mil from farming Vorkrath or Zulrah or something. Like, there's so many ways to make money in the game that there isn't really an incentive to go and PK anymore because it's not good money. And honestly, it's like kind of just everybody is, I don't know, it's like a completed game at this point. Like, everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah. So what changes would you make to make it more active?
Yeah, like I said, man, like PKing updates. This would mean like stuff like people like Jags and people kind of need to realize, in my opinion, that there doesn't need to be more bosses and PVM stuff. There needs to be actual incentives for people to go and PK and like get involved in PKing or clanning or just like the idea of risking stuff. Because like I mean, if you put like a PVM boss in the wilderness or you put like PVM stuff or scaling stuff, like all that does is bring people to the wilderness who don't want to be there, and then they're resentful towards PKers when they die, and it makes them vote no on updates or makes them like hate PKers, and it makes our community even harder to get updates because there's so many people that are against it because like they hunt chins, they die, and then they get mad.
Yeah.
Whereas there should be actual updates to benefit PKers, and like stuff like this would be like things that are like new money making methods or things that are like I don't know, like uniques. Like for example, PvP armors would be something that was unique to the wilderness. This would mean that if you wanted these items, you'd have to come to the wilderness to get them, and it wouldn't be things that you could just like PVM for and buy. Like there should be legitimate stuff that was introduced that would incentivize people pretty much to come and PK and give it a try.
Okay, so like new unique armors and weapons. Like what unique armor and weapon would you want in the game now? Is there a specific one?
I mean, nothing specifically, but I mean, like, sure, PvP armors like are an example, but it's not limited to that. Like, I've never understood why it was such a big deal to get PvP armors to pass. Like, sure, the armors are cool, the weapons are cool, but like, why not just come up with new ideas, new weapons, new armors, or even just like new things? Like,
Yeah.
I think a cool item. I mean, a lot of people probably disagree, but just off the top of my head, like, there could be like maybe a ring or something that made it so that like 80% of monsters weren't aggressive towards you, meaning like they wouldn't hit you. This would mean that like, you know, you would like solo PKers would be able to actually kill people at like 44s and stuff like that without getting hit by lesser demons or hobgoblins or whatever. But if teams wanted to use it, they'd be sacrificing the mage bonus of a Seer's Ring. So it kind of like benefits everybody, but like that could be like something that's unique to the wilderness, but could also be beneficial to people who want to do things outside of the wilderness that don't want to be hit by monsters. You know what I mean? Like it would have like a decent value.
I like it, dude. Have you ever suggested that?
Yeah, of course. It just got no
Oh,
recognition.
really? That's actually a sick idea because on demo modes, when we do like
Exactly,
big
yeah.
trips, it's so much fun because you can actually get the kills because you have people like hitting the monsters off you. But when you're solo, it's so difficult because you have a hobgoblin like, hello mate, I'm gonna PJ you, so that guy gets away. It's the most frustrating thing ever. So that ring idea would be amazing for that, and also for solo peak on O 07. Like that's such a sick idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could go and like kill chin hunters or go and just 1v1 people, and as long as you have the ring, like you're not going to be getting hit by NPCs, but you're sacrificing like the bonus of a berserker ring or something in order to be able, like it'd be pretty much like a skill based ring. Like you're sacrificing bonuses for the ability to finish the kill, you know?
That's a really nice idea. I think next week you should reply to the tweet, and I'll give it a like, and we'll try and get it as much recognition as we can. You know.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. I mean, here's the thing, like that was literally like bang off the top of my head. Like there's like a ton of other things I can come up with. Like think about, okay, here's another one. The wilderness in general is huge, right? And it's been the exact same map since the beginning of time, right? There's been little additions, like okay, they added a couple ends, they've added a few caves like Rev Caves and Corp Cave, but the ideal map is pretty much the same, right? It's been the same the entire time.
Yeah.
Now why not add it? Why not add like a wilderness expansion where like, you know, like the water at Mage Bank? What if they added a boat there? The boat would be a high risk boat. It says like to use this boat, you have to be skulled, have to be risking at least 1 mil, and it takes you to like 70 plus wild, or even an area where everybody can attack everybody. And the idea of this place would be high risk, and things over there would be genuinely like really good things. Like they could even have like dragons that drop like triple or double bones. They could add like new chinchampas or something like white chins that can only be used not in PvP, and they'll like throw like 2 or 3 times as fast. But like just like random stuff off the top of my head, right?
Yeah, like that sounds.
And yeah, and this area would be like an area where it's meant to be like extremely high risk for extremely high reward. Like 70 plus wilderness, and you have to make it to the boat to tank out and then back to Mage Bank. But like it'd be fun because like team versus team action wouldn't be limited to just like everybody camping 29 wild with prayer on. It would be like, damn, this is like a really scary area. If we come out here in Ancestral and we get hit, like, you know, there's a good chance that a team could really kill us out here because it's far away from any sort of safe zone. And then like that plus like the ring and everything else. Like I don't know, like you could, like Jagex really could create a really cool PvP area. And that's just like bang off the top of my head. Like I could come up with like I could populate that whole area with different ideas if I had 20 minutes to sit down and think about it, you know?
I think you should legit like try and get to sit down with someone from Jagex, sorry, and have a proper conversation about these ideas, because I reckon for like future updates that would be a big update, but it'd be like a needed one. It'd be such.
But that is a real wilderness rejuvenation, man. You know, like that, like something like that, like putting a like Mage Arena 2 cape in the wilderness where you're not doing anything related to PvP. You're just walking around like in 4 items, killing boss, like killing, like it's the same thing as Wilderness Slayer, you know? Like it's just different. It's just killing a different monster for a different reward. Like it's almost like the reward of killing somebody doing Mage Arena 2 is that you make them lose the heart. Like that's just griefing people. Like that's not even ideal. That's not a wilderness rejuvenation. Like a wilderness rejuvenation is things in the wilderness that incentivize people to actually come out there, not like putting a quest in the wild in hopes that it's an active PK spot for 3 days before everyone's already finished it, you know?
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, we need to get you in contact with them so you can propose some of these ideas.
It
Have
would
you
be
ever,
cool.
mate? You should like apply to Jagex and then freaking just implement all of these ideas. It'd be insane. Um, okay, let's move on. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, dude, it kind of just depends like what happens with Twitch. I mean, like there are people who have streamed for like more than 5 years and stuff. So I mean, like right now, like I love what I do. Like I'm super passionate about it. I mean, I'm not gonna like lie. Like it pays pretty well, like better than anything else I've done. And I just love it. Like I love playing RS. I love the community. I love everything I got going on right now. So I mean, ideally, like I would love to continue this for the next 5 years if possible. But I mean, if not, and like something happens or I end up getting banned off Twitch or whatever, hopefully by then, if something does happen, I've made any sort of connection with other companies. Like I've already talked to a few and stuff like that, and I'm kind of friendly with certain ones. I mean, like if I were to ever get reached out to be like a partner or work hand in hand with them, or I'm hoping either that or the YouTube thing works out as well, because I mean, like that's good as well. Other than that, if all else fails, I always have my web design and web development stuff. And I mean, even before Twitch, I was doing that and everything was just fine. So I have things to fall back on if it doesn't work out.
Okay, that's cool. We're going to move on to the Twitter questions. I probably shouldn't ask you this, but what happened with the multi-death? Andre referred to it. I kind of like made it sound nice compared to what he said. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there was two. So I'll just go into both of them.
Yep.
Both of them were actually kind of related to DDoSing. Not exactly, but in my favor, I guess. The first one, I died for 135 mil at Corp Cave entrance. Or no, not Corp Cave, Rev Cave entrance. I got DDoSed and I ended up living. Like the kid came, hit me off, but somebody from my clan. That's the beauty of PKing with my CC, by the way, is like there's 100 kids that are PKing with me. And like they follow me every world. So if someone's DDoSing me and trying to Sarah strike me out, there's always somebody that's like willing to help me because they notice the stream disconnects.
Yeah.
So anyway, someone tried that stuff, and I ended up living because I got like the guy got PK'd off. So I naturally banked down or de-geared from Ancestral and Claws and everything, and I grabbed like it was only like 130 mil risk, but I had like 20 bill at the time. I didn't even care if I died for it, so I was like, whatever, screw this. So I de-geared 130 mil risk, and at that point, like I was just kind of being ballsy, changed IP and stuff, and I just chased a guy. All the way up to Corp Cave entrance or Rev Cave entrance, and I just got on him. He was in multi. I didn't really realize the spear line was like right off the door, so I ended up getting speared in. I actually would have lived, but for some stupid reason I didn't staff spec and I didn't pray melee, so I kind of just got like one hit, but I only had like a second left on the freeze, so it was kind of unlucky.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. And the funny thing about that is it was EX that killed me. Like I know you know them, like that Deadman mode team, and they lure me every season on Deadman. When they get like they get me every time, and they've killed me like 10 times on Deadman. They always like it's just that team is like my kryptonite. I swear.
Fair enough.
Okay, and the other time, Wolves was just being Wolves, single PKing, doing their thing. They kept hitting me on stream. And FNP, one of the leaders, messaged me and he's like, yo, tank test for the content and then we're gonna end our trip. And so I was like, you know what, like there's nothing really out. I'll just tank test them for fun and then they'll leave me alone or whatever and I can just go back to regular PKing and they'll stop hitting my viewers. And so I was like, all right, whatever, no worries. And I'm friendly with them anyway, so it's not a big deal. So while I was tank testing, I had like 20 seconds left on the TV. And I know this is the one that Andre was referring to. So I had like 20 seconds left on TV. And I had like 7 brews left. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna die. I have LE max gear. I'm full HP. Like I'm fine. I'm in like level 10, and so I just went pretty much full retard. I just went like hella cocky mode. Took all my armor off, and I didn't really realize where I was. Like I wasn't paying attention. So I was planning on just tanking in single for the next 20 seconds with no armor, and just to see if they could get like a big debo or something. But I ended up like running west or something, and they splashed like 5 times until I got into multi, and they just one hit me with like 10 seconds left on the TV. And so to everyone, it probably looked like, what the hell is this idiot doing? But to me, I was just like messing around. It was like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, when you're that rich, it doesn't really matter if you die for that. Like, there's a lot of people that are like ego PKs, and if they lose like 50 mil, it's like, oh no. But if you don't care, like, I think that's the best type of PKing, if you just don't care about stuff like that, because you can just have fun, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, like when I was clanning and stuff, like, oh man, that there would have been like the most embarrassing thing ever. But like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't play RuneScape that seriously. Like, I don't play it in that way. Like, I stream, I PK, and I mean, honestly, like it was kind of worth it. I made like a bill back from that from the dual arena, and the stream chat loved it. It gave me a good clip for Twitch and for YouTube. Like I mean, like it worked out in my favor in the end.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have gone staking and made an extra 800 mil, and if I did, I might have ended up getting cleaned. You know, like who knows? But like, I don't know. It all worked out. They got the kill, and they were nice about it as well. They didn't flame me or anything, so it's cool.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so moving on to Blurry, would you be Wiggled in a 1v1?
Would I be Wiggled in a 1v1? Honestly, I haven't fought Wiggled in a long, long time. We used to like DH hybrid fight when I was first starting stream, like when I was like really small, like sub 1K viewer or 1K followers. And yeah, I believe he was like 7-3 or 7-4 on me or something. We were trying to have a race to 10, but we just stopped. So I mean, I kind of got to give it to Wiggled there. I guess he ended up the winner because we never finished.
Fair enough. How did Rat Pack form? Asks Ricky.
Honestly, dude, like I said, it was literally because of DDoSing. Remember when Cheeky Owler was running around like cooking routers and stuff?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was PKing. I used to just stream and PK completely solo, hide the worlds, hide the CC, everything, and I kind of just always wanted it to be that way. But after getting hit off like 3 times, my viewers were just like, dude, just like, there's no point like hiding your world and stuff. Like you're just making yourself more vulnerable. Let us help you. So I was like, all right, screw it. So I was like, you know what, instead of like hiding and making it hard for Cheeky Owler to find me, I'm going to make it really easy for him and everyone else to find me. So I client chat on, private chat on. And ever since then, anytime he's come up to kill me, like people have always helped. It started off as just kind of like people anti-ragging, and then it turned into people just eventually gearing up and people coming in TBs and spec trades. And now it's almost like, it's not a team, but like it's almost like a team. Like people look at it that way because, you know, they bring cannons, they bring Debos and stuff. And like, there's a lot of people who like were really like bad or really newbie. Like my main TBer, his name is Suryu. Like this guy didn't even know what a half TB was a month ago, and now he's doing 5-way ring switch, Zammy Brew TBing. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to see them learn as well. So
yeah,
that's how Rat Pack formed.
Okay, that's really nice because it's like it's like just like a nice community, just having fun, and I wish the wilderness was more like that. But okay, cool. How do you feel about third-party clients and some of their niche PvP settings? Asks Ben.
Honestly, I don't use any client. Never really have. I used RuneLoader for a short period of time, and then I never used it again. Just when there was no XP drops on the main client. Personally, I don't really have anything bad to say about them. The only thing I will say is, I do feel like they're kind of an unfair advantage, especially when it comes to things like multi-fights. The fact that there's things like Friend Finder and stuff, it's kind of cheap that you can see where your enemies' callers and stuff are at, so you know who to pile, and it makes it like really, really easy to like camp other people, like certain people that you don't want in the fight, or to rag people as well. Like in multi-fights, for example, say there's like a group ragging a fight, like it's really easy to just have everybody add that person and find exactly where they are at every single time. I just feel like it's kind of a stupid mechanic for the main game. That, and I don't really like the fact that there's like things that show how long until your opponent's unfrozen and just little things like that. But I mean, I don't really care one way or another. I can do fine without it.
So would you prefer for it to be added to every clan or just removed overall and just everyone plays on a vanilla clan?
Either one. Like I don't feel like you should have to put your PC's security at risk in order to gain the same advantages as other people. So I feel like they should either add it to the main client or ban it overall. And that's not like something like I hate third-party clients. It's more just like, it feels like for example, I run like before I streamed, I did web design and stuff, right? And I had like clients and that I do websites for. So there was no way in hell I'm downloading a RuneScape third-party client that could potentially screw over businesses, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's just not worth it to me. Not that I'm saying they would do that, but like the chance of that happening, like I'd be liable, and I shouldn't, like somebody like me shouldn't be at a disadvantage over somebody who, you know, works as an accountant or something and doesn't care that much about their computer's PC security.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Going from something quite serious to something quite silly, Aizen, you're probably going to know him, says, what sort of cheese do you like?
I'm going to have to give it a hard Swiss cheese.
Hard
Swiss? My favorite.
Never had it. What's it like?
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, never had it.
Never had Swiss cheese.
No.
It's the cheese with the holes in it, man. Come on.
Is it smelly?
Never had Swiss cheese. Nah, it's good, man. Swiss cheese is good.
Oh, good.
Tastes
Fair
good.
enough.
How have you never had Swiss cheese?
I am, look,
Comments are gonna roast you, man.
dude, I'm half French as well, so I'm meant to be like the cheese man, you know, eating all the cheese, but I've never had it, so I might have to give it a try at some point. See if it's all that good.
And a nice sandwich, bro. All right, go on.
Well, we're very close to the end. So, are you going to RuneFest?
RuneFest? No. TwitchCon? Yes.
Okay. How come no? For RuneFest?
Honestly, just because like number one, it's kind of far travel, or it's kind of short notice as well as travel expenses and stuff. And like I said, like I'm going to TwitchCon, so it's only a few months away. And honestly, something that's kind of cool is we're having like a big Rat Pack meetup. It's like probably about 15 to 20 of us going, and like I'm just really looking forward to that right now.
Okay, fair enough. And then finally, what social media can people follow you on? So like Twitch, YouTube, Twitter.
Yep, all three.
All three. Okay. Do you wanna? Actually, I'll have it linked throughout the video. So yeah, that's it. If you want to say goodbye to everyone, thank you for being on. Have you enjoyed it? That's the main question, I think.
Yeah, no, it's actually really fun. I like being on here.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Abyss, mate. If you want to say goodbye to people, that'd be great.
All right, no worries. Thank you again, Manked, for having me on here. And just remember, dislike all Ditterbitters videos.
I was expecting one a bit of flame. All right. Thank you very much, Abyss.
See you later.